Hyborian encounters. Hyborian encounters. All right, just making sure that everything works. This is another episode of Hyborian Encounters. In Hyborian Encounters, gotta mute one thing here. All right, so in Hyborian Encounters, we take a look at Conan, the role-playing game, 2D20 by Modiphius, and we attempt to tell you how it works and give you some ideas about some cool things that occur. So, in one of my last games, I got my chat working on this one because this is XSplit, not OBS, although I'll have you note that I got it working exactly the same way I tried to get it working in OBS. So, what can you do? But anyways, a few games ago, one of my thief characters made the comment, I don't know how to do anything in terms of killing people. I don't have... Hang on here. It says I'm not signed in. That's better. Okay, making sure the chat works. So he said, being a D&D player, man, I don't know how to do this. I don't have a backstab. There's no backstab rules, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait. Let's take a pause. We paused the game. We talked about the exploit action, which is the closest thing to a backstab that Conan has. That light's probably too bright. We'll try it like that. Okay, so we have a little setup here. We have Octavian, who is the character we talked about in our last Hyborian encounter, but one of the other ones we did an actual kind of token thing like this. So Octavian was here, 3 fortune. He's actually not injured, so we'll put that back down to 0. He has a dagger in this encounter. He does not have a sword, because daggers are more powerful for exploits than most swords are. So he's got a couple different talents. He's got deflection, -1 doom when parrying, stacks with weapon. And that means with his dagger, which has parry, which is the P here, he gets to parry twice before paying any doom. That's good. Accurate. So that, I think, has to do with ranged weapons. So we will ignore that for this scenario. He's got a helmet and body armor, and that's it. He has walked into this temple. And in this temple, he finds that across the expanse of the snake god, 2 ghouls. And they are feasting on some kind of gore. He doesn't know what it is, but he's not very happy about it. And he thinks he should kill these 2 ghouls for defiling this temple. So he goes back outside because they're kind of far away. He goes back out this door. Remember, if we talk about Conan, we don't use grids, we use zones. So these map tiles are broken into 4 zones. 1, 2, it's probably actually 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 in here. But we'll just go with this one. This one are the relevant zones. So our knight Octavian, he's hidden. He has not currently attracted the attention of the ghouls. It is the player's turn. It is round 1. Octavian says, I want to exploit those guys. I want to try and run that exploit action. So, cool. Exploit actions. What is an exploit action? Well, fortunately for you guys, I brought it into the thing here. So, exploit action. Character takes additional time and concentration readying the next attack. Seeking to find vulnerabilities in a single target's defenses, the player nominates a target the character is able to perceive and attempts an average difficulty 1 observation test. This can be modified for observation by distance, lighting, etc. If this succeeds, the character's first attack before the end of the next turn gains the piercing 2 quality, and if desired, the character may spend 1 momentum from this test you add 1 bonus d20 to the attack's skill test, and plus 1c to the attack's damage. This is repeatable, but d20s are still only 5. So one of the things we want to talk about, it's going to quickly roll over to the weapons section of the book, because I did not open it to there, because I'm stupid. All right. Daggers have an unforgiving quality. Unforgiving 1, unforgiving 2, unforgiving 3. If the target of this attack was affected by an exploit action immediately before this attack was made, then this attack gains the intense and vicious X qualities. So that's pretty important. So not only do you get the regular exploit advantages of get that extra d20 if you have momentum generated, but it also gives you the advantage of giving you that intense and vicious quality. That's pretty important. Let's close that there. So we'll say he's normally d20. He's got to make that observation test. He'll start with 2d20. Those are his base 2d20s. His observation is nothing, so he's going to be awareness, which is 8. So he's like, well, I want to make sure that I win. I don't want to fail this. This is important. So he's going to take Doom. So 3 points of Doom. Gets paid into the Doom pile. That translates to 3 dice. Okay. So let's roll these dice. We'll see what we get. He needs 8s. So we have 1 success on the 6, 2 successes on the 4. Everything else is a fail. So in round 1, he's successful. We'll call this as the successful momentum for the exploit. So we're going to keep that one separate because it's important. And then we're going to call that the end of round 1. So moving to round 2 now. Round 2, again, we don't bother rolling for initiative because this is Conan. And in Conan, players automatically get initiative unless the GM pays Doom to win. Still good beer. So, Octavian is going to use a minor action for movement, which lets him move to any point within medium range. Lets him move against that guy. And he's going to attack. All right. Cool. So again, Octavian starts with 2d20. This, from the exploit action, becomes a d20 and a damage die. He gives him 3. He can then go for 5 dice if he wants. 2 more Doom. They go in the Doom pool. 2 more dice. So now he's got 5 dice. Ghouls, seeing his approach, raise up, and because they are not minions, because they're toughened, they may attempt to parry. This ghoul will attempt to parry, so he's going to spend 3 points of Doom to get 3 dice. 3 points of Doom will give him 3 extra dice. Let's put those in here for now. So remember that we spent them when he attempts to parry. The die roll of Octavian's attack. Octavian rolls a 20, which is not good. Octavian's melee skill is 14 with a focus of 3. So let's see what he did. 1, 2, 3. So the 4, 14, and 9 all hits. 20 is a complication, which we'll talk about in a second. Everything else is fine. So 3 successes, -1 difficulty, 2 points of momentum. So the ghoul, no complications. So complications to be a little bit of damage, or they can be 2 points of doom into the pool. So we'll just do that. We'll take 2 points of doom. This is a nice, simple way to deal with it. Throw it in the pool. So things are going badly for the players when they roll that, but not completely. All right, let's roll for the parry. So the ghoul raises his arms in an attempt to parry. He rolls 16, 13, 11, 12, and 20. His parry skill is coordination 7, combat 1. So 7 plus 1 is 8 for a target with a focus of 1. So that gives him 0. Completely fails to parry. He raises his arm in a feeble attempt to parry off the dagger. Octavian has seen him coming. He has 2 points of momentum. Octavian rolls 3 combat dice for the dagger, plus 2 combat dice for his bronze. So he rolls 5 combat dice. 3, 5. He already has 1 extra one from the exploit. Back to the main play screen. Let's go to dice roll. So rolls his dice, figures out his damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 2 left. And he may as well use that, make it 9 points of damage. It's not really relevant, but he only has 1 left, so putting it in the pool will just make it disappear at the end of this round. No, he's going to actually keep it. He's going to keep that. He's not going to use it as damage because the monster's going to get an attack, and that'll give him an extra die to defend. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. Piercing 2. Because, as we mentioned, it was the exploit action, which gives him piercing 2. You only have armor of 2, so armor is negated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage, which goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he still has 3 points of vigor left. But if you do 5 points of vigor damage to anyone in a single attack, it causes a wound. Because we exploited with a dagger, it gains the intense quality because it is unforgiving. And so that causes another wound. The ghoul is toughened, he only has 2 wounds. And so Octavian buries the knife into the head of this ghoul, causing him to fall to the ground dead. Octavian pulls the blade quickly and turns to face his second ghoul as it rushes at him. So the second ghoul attacks. Starts 2d20. We'll spend 3d20 or 3 of these. Should give him 3 more dice. And he will attack with those. Octavian will, of course, start with 2d20 as well. He will spend 1 point of momentum from the pool. He will then give the GM 2 extra dice, which will give him 5 dice as well. All right. So the zombie attacks. Go to dice roll section here. Zombie. I keep calling them zombies. It's a ghoul. So the ghoul is agility 9, combat of 1. So target number is 10 with focus of 1. Target number of 10. Success. 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 Nothing underneath the focus, so that's 3 successes. Successes go there. Octavian attempts to parry. Octavian's parry skill is 11 and 2. Another complication for Octavian. And you may have actually lost this. So 11 is 1 success. And a complication is 2 doom in the pool. So one of these goes away because of difficulty. That's a mistake on my part. Remember, momentum is always number of successes minus the difficulty level. So if you roll 3 successes, difficulty is 1, you gain 2 points of momentum. Same for this. 1 success, difficulty 1, gives him none. So the ghoul attacks with 2 points of doom. So monster is, we're going to use clawed hands. We're going to use actually the bite because reach is 1, the same as the dagger, and that takes 1 step of complication out of things. So he bites Octavian in the head. Octavian fails to ward it off, and the zombie does 4 combat dice worth of damage. Back to the die roll here. I roll with this die because where it lands is important. Cocked, of course. Torso. Damage he does is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Highly vicious. Hang on. Unforgiving, so that only counts for exploits, which we did not have. It's a nasty exploit, actually. So, anyways, back to die roll. So damage is 1, 2, 3. Torso, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say. But Octavian, 2 points here, so he takes 3 points of vigor damage. And that is the end of round 2. And I did not change player to GM, so maybe I won't use that. I don't know, whatever. Round 3, player's turn. Octavian's turn. Octavian can attempt to just attack this guy straight up. Maybe he'll get lucky. Maybe he won't. I don't know. He can also attempt the exploit again if he wishes. We will attempt just to attack straight up because that sounds like more fun. Use those for damage. Go in there. Octavian will attack. Starts at 2d20. He will go to 3d20 by spinning doom. And 3 more dice. And the ghoul will use those to generate 3 more dice for his parry as well. Octavian attacks. Octavian is what, 14? 14 and 3. Seven and 3, eh? Wow, so that's 2, 3, 4. Those, that, that. Again, we roll the complication. 2 doom to the pool. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, minus 1 for the difficulty is 4. The zombie will attempt to parry. Zombie again. The ghoul will attempt to parry. Rolls a complication. You just take 2 out of the pool. That's the simplest way to handle that. You can do other stuff too. You can cause him to do a little bit of damage to himself, whatever you want to do. And monster. Parries at 7, 8. So 1, 2. You actually rolled 2 20s. Take 2 more doom out of there. So he gets 2 successes. Minus 1 for the difficulty, 1 point of momentum, which equals that. 3 points of momentum on the parry, which means the player wins with 3 momentum. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of what's actually happening in this. when you're doing it all by yourself. Quick beer break there. So Octavian raises his knife. Gets ready to roll 5 combat dice. 3 points of momentum, ready to go. Rolls 1, 2, 3 blanks. I'm going to spend one of those. Reroll these dice. What's better? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 damage to the monster. Armor 2. That's 4 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have a concept where Octavian chose to just hit the ghoul with his knife. Did 4 points of damage, didn't cause a wound, which means he's going to have to attack him again. If he attacks him again and only does 4 more points of damage, still isn't going to cause a wound. He would have been better off to use that exploit action. And play screen. Whose turn is it now? Now, round 3, GM's turn. Ghoul will attack the player. Oh, plus 2 more. Did I just win? Probably didn't just win. 3. Yeah, so I do a point of wound. Still, he's not dead. He only has 1 wound. So if I had waited until the next round of the exploit, I would kill him anyways. Those are gone. But having the wound is important, because if the creature has the wound or you have a wound, physical wound, difficulty goes up by 1. So the ghoul will attempt to attack. 2 dice to start. He will spend 1, 2, 3 points of doom to gain 3 dice. Octavian's feeling pretty confident he's going to try and parry with a single die, or a single extra die, so you'll put 1 more doom in the pool. Go down to dice roll, check the monster's attack, which is 10-1, dice roll. Ten and 1. So he has attacked once successfully. So he's generated 0 points of momentum. Octavian will roll his 3 dice to parry. Octavian needs 11 and 2s. So Octavian gets 1. Parry as well. Both successful. Both generated 0 momentum. Ties go to the player. So Octavian successfully fends off the ghoul's slimy bite. We move on to round 4. All right, so round 4. Octavian will attack that ghoul. Strange, I know. Octavian always starts with 2 dice because it's 2d20. He will spend 3 points of doom to gain 3 extra dice. Get that. And as a side note, they think in the last round, if I remember correctly, I think I screwed that up a little bit. I said the ghoul had 1 success and no momentum. Because he's wounded, it's difficulty 2. So if I said if he only had 1 success, he was actually not successful in the attack anyways. So, oops. Anyways, let's try it properly this time. So Octavian attacks with 5 dice. The ghoul will pay 3 dice to defend. 3 dice to defend. Octavian will attack 14s and 3s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 successes. One for difficulty. Zombie attempts to parry. Zombie needs... Zombie. I should just make these zombies a bit easier. Ghoul needs coordination 8 and 1. So 0. He fails on a 1, which is still a fail. So the ghoul fails his defense because he's wounded. Octavian strikes successfully. 3 points of momentum left. Rolls 5 points of damage, or 5 dice rather. And does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 points of damage. Excuse me. So 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Causes a wound because he gets to 0 vigor. Causes a wound because he does more than 5 points in 1 round. And so Octavian stands victorious as the other ghoul falls to the ground dead. Just like that. So as you can see, the exploit action gives you the ability to do a fair bit of damage. It especially comes into play where if you exploit and get 3 momentum, so if we do an exploit, we have 3 extra momentum, say. When we get to that next round, and we start with our base 2d20, we're going to take these 3 dice, these 3 momentum, we're going to convert them to 3d6, or 3d20, and 3 combat dice. So when we attack, we're going to attack with this. If we're successful, we're going to take our regular damage. 3, 6. We're going to add those in. So when we roll all of this, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage without doing anything else. Just 12 points of damage straight up. Piercing 2. So probably we're going to do at least 12 points of damage. We only do 11 points. The point is that Conan may not have backstab per se, but it pretty much still has a methodology for it. And you don't have to use observation. That's what they have in the rule book. I quite often let my thief guy roll in with his stealth. If you can get into that, you can go move to here. And the bad guys, so let's put a ghoul back out here for concept. So the ghoul's here, and my guy can go, I want to do movement to here, and I want to run an exploit. I will let him do that and roll stealth, because this guy doesn't know he's there. And then the next turn, I'll let him use movement, I guess actually technically adjust, to let him attack, and then attack, and I'll let him use the exploit because of his awesome stealthy abilities. So you don't have to necessarily do observation, but normally that's what they use, but not all the time. So that's the exploit action. That's Hyborian Encounters for another week. 4 rounds to kill 2 guys by yourself. Pretty good. If you guys have any questions, of course, please let me know below. We can address stuff in another episode, another video. I'm not opposed to running a full small-scale game in this format, but I don't know how time will work for me personally is the only issue, which is why I haven't done it yet. But, you know, like, subscribe, give me some comments. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Instagram. I hang out on DM Scotty's group a fair bit. I also hang out on Conan Gaming Group on Facebook, as well as Black Magic Craft and Runehammer Games. My art in this case is brought to you by Modifius for the background. It is the tiles you get with a Conan role-playing game. My PC character is from ICRPG Core. You get some D20 assets. That's what that is. Ghouls are custom built by me. The gore pile is custom built by me. There's a couple of them in there. And that is everything, boys and girls. Oh, Wizard of Shadow Park shows up. How you doing, buddy? Just doing some Conan stuff here. Getting some stuff ready to go so people can understand how the exploit action works. You have any questions? Any questions you have about this? Let me know. We're just kind of getting ready to wrap up, but it's all good. I don't advertise these, so if people show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. Not a big deal. You missed the first live stream completely, which was like 20 minutes long. I get like 3 guys. I'm not like DM Scotty or freaking Hank Aaron. He gets like 70 guys when he just randomly throws his stuff up there. But that's all good. I'm drinking this this beer today, which I have my live stream there, my What's Up stream, called Mac Horoken, Mackroken flour. It's out of Quebec. It is a Scotch ale brewed with honey. It is 10.8% alcohol. It is yummy, 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 yummy. So good. Like 4 skulls of Lanony's good. If you can find it, I highly recommend it. Well, I just finished my little talk on the exploit action. I have nothing else really planned to go through on here. I'm getting this more down how I want to run it. I like my little dice thing here with the Doom and the Momentum. I think that illustrates things better. If you guys have comments on that, of course, drop them below, because I said we can go forward from there. This gives you an idea what the Doom pool is and how it interacts with the dice. And then we can look at our actual dice rolls here, so we can see how it actually rolled, which is the same screen, it's just that bigger. I have the monsters, which is strictly for illustration purposes. If we were to actually do this in terms of role playing, these 2 screens wouldn't exist. I would do this screen and maybe a couple of other screens for other maps, but that is all we have today, I think. So, everyone, again, this is the 2nd video today. 2 videos in one day. You guys are blessed. But you don't get to see me in this video. Ah, you're still blessed. Again, drink a beer. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Get a little bit silly because you got to let go once in a while. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Give me some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Find me all over the internet. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I will talk to you guys all later. You all have a great weekend.